Athletes, coaches, and friends, thank you and welcome to the 2019 NCAA Championships. Congratulations to all of those who have qualified to compete this weekend, both as individuals and as part of a team. There are few greater opportunities in collegiate athletics than the one that we're about to seize. And I wish you all luck as you step onto the competition floor to represent yourselves and your schools in the coming days. These NCAA Championships are particularly special to me, as they are the culminating event that will bring to a close a long career in the sport that I love with some of the best friends I've been lucky enough to make. But I know that for me, this sense of futurity is also coupled with a certain nostalgia that makes this weekend special, providing a valuable opportunity to look back. In my own journey, a late start in competitive gymnastics at age 11 compelled me to realize that Olympic aspirations weren't the path that I was going to chart. Rather, college gymnastics was my ultimate goal. And when I eventually began searching for collegiate programs, I was urged to think forward to this weekend and to what my life was going to look like after my career had ended. I knew I was looking for a place from which I could open as many doors as possible and eventually launch into the world, bringing with me the lessons I had learned over years in the gym. I found that place at the College of William & Mary. I can clearly picture the misty afternoon I arrived on campus for my recruiting trip. However, even more clearly than the rain, deep green woods, and historic brick-laden pathways, I remember the warm welcomes that awaited me from future teammates and coaches alike. A lot about that recruiting trip was unprecedented for me, and it shifted my perspective in a way that would prove to be permanent. Upon arriving at William & Mary my freshman year, I was immediately acquainted with our motto, one tribe, one family. I soon began to feel a unique sense of community, one richer than any I had experienced before, one characterized by trust, respect, acceptance, and mutual understanding. As is often the case in the sport of gymnastics, where the community of athletes is so tight-knit, my teammates quickly became my second family. Finding then that the ideals implied by our motto were also tightly woven into my team's culture was incredibly significant. Growing up as an LGBT athlete, there were individuals in my club gym who were always supportive pillars for me, some of whom are here tonight. But I often found my experience lacked an overtly affirming atmosphere. So finding a culture of acceptance at William & Mary and to be a part of a team that took me as I am is something that I will always be grateful for. Reflecting on my time at William & Mary has helped me understand an important process that was integral to building the community that I cherish, the role of hosting. Like each of you, I was hosted on my recruiting trip, was hosted by my institution when I arrived, and was hosted by my team as I found my place on it. Like the other graduating seniors in this room, my role has evolved over the years from that of the newcomer to the underclassman responsible for hosting recruits and translating my team's culture and values, to the experienced team member helping to reinforce and refine those same principles as I guide our work in the gym. And I think it's important to acknowledge that those values didn't become ingrained on their own. They were cultivated and upheld as a tribe defined who we are, and they've been passed on by hosting newcomers year after year. Through this tradition of hosting, my William & Mary tribe came to embody a tightly bonded community, one circumscribed by shared ideals, trust, and unity. In the way that many of you find both friendship and support in your teams, like I do in mine, it becomes easier to conceive of the teams in this room as a series of tribes. Yet despite wearing different uniforms, there is an underlying struggle, dedication, and passion encompassed into our experience as Division I men's gymnasts that unifies us in a very legitimate way. The feeling of stepping out on the competition floor is something we all share. Those lights shine on us all in the same way, and the mix of anticipation, nerves, and excitement as we raise our hands to salute is an experience that we can all appreciate. To that end, I encourage you to look around the room and think of yourselves as part of something bigger than the team you came here with. Finding common ground with those around you and realizing that you're a part of something larger than yourself and your individual program is both important and incredibly rewarding. Participating in the NCAA Championships has also revealed a capacity of hosting that I hadn't realized before. Looking around this room, I can see many who have served as hosts in various ways. Yet here we all are, being hosted by the NCAA and the University of Illinois. Realizing that this weekend is both a chance to be hosted and continue hosting others helps frame it not only as the perfectly lit stage from which we get to demonstrate the talents we work so hard to polish, but also as a venue to grow friendships and strengthen the fabric of a community like no other. Importantly, this weekend also serves as a chance to reinforce the value set that distinguishes NCAA men's gymnastics: sportsmanship, competition, a pursuit of excellence, resilience in the face of failure, team rivalry, and brotherhood. As an event that invites NCAA men's gymnasts of the past, present, and future to come together, the championships provide us a space to convene, and through ceremony, sport, and celebration, serve as a vestige that preserves the values that we live each day as collegiate gymnasts. Experiencing this competition also invites each of us, regardless of where we are in our athletic careers, to think about the ways that we can grow further into the role of the host, supporting each other as teammates and, importantly, as members of a larger community. In this moment of flux for our sport, as we continue to fight for programs like the University of Illinois at Chicago to provide unparalleled opportunities for student athletes, it's that much more important that we look inward to the foundation we've laid and ground ourselves in the values we champion. Remaining steadfast in our ideals is going to be critical as we begin to navigate a new chapter and exhibit the importance of a sport that produces both fierce competitors and people of character. And it is precisely through this process of learning, experiencing, and sharing that we continue to define the values of NCAA men's gymnastics, strengthen it as an institution and collective, and prepare ourselves and those around us to direct the future of the sport in a way that reflects who we are. As the competition ensues tomorrow and we attempt to capitalize on the moment, I invite you each to bring with you a new understanding of the significance of what it is that we're doing here. And after this weekend comes and goes, I encourage you to keep this responsibility in the back of your minds. Consider the influence you can have on those around you and your potential to shape the experiences of others as you play the host and invite them into this community. In doing so, realize the role you play in shaping NCAA men's gymnastics and moving it forward. I wish you all the best of luck as you get out on the competition floor tomorrow. Thank you.